Greetings to you all. Hope you all are doing good and staying safe. I welcome you all to our science class. Let me start with a quote said by Thomas Alva Edison. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Yes, my dear students, Thomas Alva Edison, after 1200 experiments, he made a light bulb. It was one of the greatest achievements and it changed the world. It pushed back the dark and gave light to the world. Although his inventions were great success, Thomas had to experiment hundreds of times before he succeeded. It basically takes hard work and determination to become successful. Yes, my dear students, try out with your weakness and one day you will also become a successful person. So never ever give up. With this quote, we move on to today's class. I hope you would have completed last two classes assignments as well as the activity and will shortly inform you that you will be submitting those assignments and the activities through Google Classroom. So yes, students, let's get connected to Google Classroom. The details of the Google Classroom will be shared at the end of this video. So stay tuned and let's move on to the class. Before going to today's class, we'll recap what was dealt in the previous two classes. So let's recap. Physical quantity and units. Physical quantity is a quantity that can be measured. It has a numerical value and a unit of measurement. Units. A unit is a standard quantity with which the unknown quantities are compared. SI system of units. SI, the abbreviation of SI is International System of Units. We saw three systems, which is CGS system, FPS system and MKS system. Fundamental quantities. We saw 7 fundamental quantities. What are they? Length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity and amount of substance. We also saw the exact SI unit for each fundamental quantities. Derived quantities. As the name suggests, it has been derived from the fundamental quantities and few derived quantities are area, volume, density, velocity, momentum and so on. In last class, we dealt with unit prefixes. What is a unit prefix? Unit prefix are the symbols placed before the symbol of a unit to specify the order of magnitude of the quantity. Next, we saw the rules for writing SI units. We saw nearly 10 rules for how to write the SI units and their symbols. Hope it was very clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can share via Google Classroom. So let's move on to today's class. The topics to be concentrated in today's class are 3 subtopics, which is first the mass and weight, second measuring mass, and third accuracy in measurement. So let's move on to the first topic, which is mass and weight. So do you think mass and weight are equal? Does mass and weight hold the same unit? What is the SI unit of mass? Absolutely, we would have learned it in fundamental quantity itself, right? The SI unit of mass is kilogram. So here is a small example given. Here, the sentence which says, the girl weighs 45 kilogram. So the word weighs, the girl weighs 45 kilogram. So does weight also holds the same unit kilogram? Here comes the confusion, right? So let's zoom in detail about mass and weight, and we see the differences between mass and weight. So let's move on to the mass first. So what is mass? The amount of matter in an object is known as mass. Yes. Mass is a measure of the amount of matter in an object. Mass is usually measured in grams or kilograms. Yes, the SI unit of mass, we already knew that it is kilograms. And it can measure the quantity of matter regardless of both its location in the universe and the gravitational force applied to it. So what would be weight? A weight is nothing but the force of gravity acting on an object. Weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. It mainly holds the Newton's second law, where the Newton's second law states that force is directly proportional to the product of the mass and the acceleration due to gravity. Yes, so weight is another word for the force of gravity. As I've already said that it holds Newton's second law, which is force is equal to mass into acceleration. And we can write it as acceleration into terms of g, gravity. So A can be replaced as g, which is gravity. Thus, this Newton's second law can be written as force is equal to mass into gravity. As we said that force is equal to the weight, force can be expressed as weight. So F can be written as W. So the weight formula is weight is equal to mass into gravity. So what would be the unit of weight? It would be the same SI unit of force, right? So the SI unit of force is Newton. Thus, weight also holds the same SI unit of force, that is Newton. The unit of weight is Newton. Hope you are clear with mass and weight. Yes. So let's see a small example. Here is a man whose mass is always 56 kg. So it is measured in a weighing scale where we measure our mass. So consider Earth, okay? So Earth has a gravity of 9.807 meter per second square. So can we have it as approximately as 10 meter per second square? So the Earth has gravity of 10 meter per second square. Okay. So what would be its weight on Earth? The man's weight on Earth would be around 560, and it is expressed in Newton. Hope is it clear for you? Yes. Then what would be in moon? Consider moon, and its gravity is 1.62 meter per second square. So can it all calculate what would be the man's weight on moon? You know the formula that weight is equal to mass into gravity. His mass is 56. Thus 56 into the gravity 1.62, which gives the weight on the moon would be around 90 Newton. Hope it was clear to you. So let's move on to the difference between the mass and weight. So So for mass, it is a measure of the number of atoms or amount of matter in an object. Whereas for weight, it is a force exerted by an object of fixed mass due to gravity. And mass is actually a fundamental quantity, but weight, it is a derived quantity. It is constant for a body and does not change with the place. Whereas weight, it is not at all constant for a body and it changes from place to place. Mass can be measured using beam balance, whereas weight can be measured using a spring balance. The SI unit of mass is kilogram, whereas the SI unit of weight is Newton. Hope you are clear with the mass and weight and its differences between them. So let's move on to the second topic, measuring weight and mass. So how to measure a weight and mass? For example, we buy gold in gram or milligram, medicines in milligram, provisions in gram and kilogram. Likewise, can we use the same instrument for measuring the above listed items as I said? There should be a different measuring devices which is to be used for items of smaller and larger masses. So in this topic, we'll be dealing with different types of balances, that is different types of measuring instruments which is used to measure the mass as well as weight. Okay, so first measuring instrument is a common beam balance. It is an instrument used to measure the mass of an object. Okay, so this is what a common beam balance, which I gave you activity. First activity, that is a weighing scale activity, is the best example for a common beam balance. You would have seen this common beam balance in many of the shops, right? Mainly in fruit or vegetable shop. So the important characteristic of beam balance is it compares the sample mass with the standard reference mass. Yes, the shopkeeper keeps a 1 kg stone, which is a known mass, in one pan, and he measures the unknown quantity, that is a vegetable or fruit, in another pan to get the equal amount of mass, right? This common beam balance compares the sample mass with the standard reference mass. And it can measure accurately up to 5 gram. And this common beam balance has some standard reference masses like 5 gram, 10 gram, 20 gram, 50 gram, 100 gram, 200 gram, 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, and till 5 kilogram. It has some standard reference masses as well. So this is what a common beam balance. Second balance we are going to see is a physical balance. A physical balance, hope you would have not seen this physical balance, but it is used in labs and some jewelry shop as well. So this is a physical balance. This balance is used in lab and is similar to the beam balance. This balance is lot more sensitive. So it is lot more sensitive and it can measure mass of an object correct to a milligram. So this physical balance is same as the common beam balance. It also has some standard reference masses like 10 milligram, 20 milligram, 50 milligram, 100 milligram, 200 milligram, 1 gram, 2 gram, 5 gram, 10 gram, till 200 grams it can measure. Okay, so it is more sensitive and it can measure mass of an object correct to a milligram. So this is what a physical balance. The third measuring mass is a digital balance. Nowadays, for accurate measurements, digital balances are used. This is what a digital balance. So it is mainly used for accurate measurement, and it is mainly used in jewelry shops and labs. Hope you would have seen it in jewelry shop to measure the one gold. For example, 1 kg of gold. They used to keep this gold in a digital balance which has a cover, glass cover on it, right? Like this. Why they use this glass cover on it? Just to avoid external disturbances. Thus, it can calculate the accurate value of this gold. So, and this digital balance is mainly used in jeweler shop and labs. It is easy to handle, right? And this is what the digital balance. The last balance, which is a spring balance. We have seen three balances as such, right? Which is common beam balance, physical balance, and digital balance. These three balances are used to measure the mass of an object, whereas this spring balance is the only balance used to measure the weight of an object. The SI unit of weight is Newton. So this spring balance holds the values in Newton. So this is the spring balance, and it helps to find the weight of an object. It consists of a spring fixed at one end and hook attached to a rod at the other end. It works by Hooke's law. Okay, Hooke's law is nothing but a law stating that the strain in a solid is proportional to the applied stress within the elastic limit of that solid. So see in this picture, it consists of a spring fixed at one end, and hook is attached to a rod at the other end. With that hook, a hook is attached at one end, and on the other end it is fixed with the string. A pointer is attached to the rod which slides over the graduated scales. The spring extends according to the weight attached to the hook, and the pointer reads the weight of an object. Hope I am making it clear to you. So this is what a spring balance. Spring balance is the only balance which helps to find the weight of an object. So let's move on to the third subtopic, which is accuracy in measurement. So when it comes to accuracy, we also have a word or term says precise. So what is a difference between an accuracy and precision? So let's see it in detail. So first we'll move on to accuracy. The definition for accuracy. Accuracy refers to the closeness of a measured value to a standard or known value. Whereas for precision, it refers to the closeness of two or more measurements to each other. Just to make it simple, we move on to a visual video which states clearly.
A visual example. Target shooting is an example which explains the difference between accuracy and precision. See the visual. Here, the shots are focused so as to reach the bull's eye, which is the midpoint. But the bullets have reached only around this point. Hence, the shots are not accurate and also not precise. Here, all the shots are close to each other but not at all at the central point. Hence, the shots are said to be precise but not accurate. But in visual, the shots are closer and also to the central point. Hence, the shots are both precise and accurate.
Yes, hope you are clear with it. So, you know what is accurate and what is precise. So, that's it for today's class. So, let us summarize what we have learned in today's class. So, we were dealing with mass and weight. We found that mass and weight is not equal. So the unit of mass is kilogram, whereas the unit of weight is Newton. And we saw 4 measuring mass and weight, which is common beam balance, physical balance, digital balance, and spring balance, where common beam balance, physical balance, and digital balance are used to measure the mass of an object, whereas the spring balance is the only balance used to measure the weight of an object. So the common balance can measure up to 5 gram, and the accuracy of physical balance is 10 milligram. So the definition of accuracy is, accuracy refers to the closeness of a measured value to a standard or known value. The second, precision refers to the closeness of 2 or more measurements to each other. And it's assignment time. So I've given you just 2 questions for the assignment. First is, write any 5 differences between mass and weight. We have already seen some differences between mass and weight. So please do write it down in your classwork. And the second question is, if a girl has a mass of 60 kilogram on the earth, then what is her weight? So mass has been given. We know the formula for weight, which is weight is equal to mass into gravity. So mass is 60 kilogram, and it says that on the earth. So what would be the earth's gravity? It is 9.8 meter per second square. So with this 2 data, we can calculate the weight of a girl on the earth. Hope is it clear to you? So, and you need to submit these assignments and the activity which you did in the first class, that is a weighing scale activity, in the Google platform, which is, you need to go to Google classroom.google.com, or if you are a mobile user, you can download Google Classroom from Play Store. Click join class and it asks for a class code. Type in the class code and you can join the Google Classroom. So you can clarify your doubts via this platform. So the class code is AD43K60. So all are in small letters. I repeat it. Small a, small d, 4, 3, small k, 6, and T. So this is the class code. You need to type in the class code and you can join the Google Classroom easily. And you will be submitting your assignments and the activity on the Google platform. So hope to see you all in the Google Classroom. That's it for today, and in next class we'll be dealing with 2 important instruments, which is vernier caliper and the screw gauge. Its theory and the practical base. So let's see in next video. We'll finish it off with a small positive quote, that is, think positively, exercise daily, eat healthy, work hard, stay strong, worry less, dance more, love often, be happy. Hope to see you next video. Until then, take care. Thank you, my dear students. Stay home and stay safe.